Hi, welcome everyone. This is Kapil, your host for today's panel discussion. Uh, I could see a lot of users who are still logging in, so I'll just give another few seconds for everyone to settle in and then we'll start the discussion. So let's just wait for another quick 30 seconds and then we'll start today's session. Thank you very much. Great, so I think it's time we can start the session now. Once again, I would like to welcome all of you to today's panel discussion. Today, we have an esteemed set of panelists with us, and I would like to welcome all of them first. So let me just give a quick round of introduction to who all are present in today's panel discussion. I'll start with Swapnil Sachdev. Swapnil Sachdev has been in digital marketing since 2010, and he has worked with top brands to achieve their digital marketing goals. Currently, Swapnil is working as an assistant director with Group M. Previously, he has also worked with leading agencies, including companies like Essence, iProspect, and Performix. Welcome, Swapnil. It'll be good if you could just wave your hand.
Thank you, Kapil, for the introduction. Okay, I'll tell you brief about myself. So that as Kapil mentioned, I have been into this industry since last 12 years now. I have worked with variety of clients across different niche, I would say, and there are clients like ShopCruise, Google, YouTube Premium, Max Life Insurance, and there are many. So most of my experience lies with agency side only, and I had worked with advertising giants like Dentsu, Publicis. I'm currently working with Group M India as an associate director, wherein I am leading team of 50 plus people over there. So also I am onto this platform. Why? Because I have a keen interest in helping out clients and people who want to be part of a digital journey, whether they are brands or SMBs or a person who want to start his journey on this digital arena and who is still in mid of it and wanted to have answer to their queries, especially some of who are still confused that whether to go for SEO or whether to go for the paid media, because I have a kind of journey where I started my journey with SEO and then moved into the paid media thing. So I think I'm here to help you answer those queries. So
great.
Thank you guys.
Great. So I'm really looking forward to have all those insightful discussion with you. Then next we have Chirag Kothari. Chirag Kothari is working as a director social in Mindshare. He majorly look around social listening, analytics, content, thought leadership for the clients in India. And before Mindshare, he had consulted various brands across the globe with his decade-long stint in Sprinkler, which, as most of you might be aware, is a company which provides solution around customer engagement management. So welcome, Chirag. Looking forward to have a lot of insights from your side.
Thank you, Kapil.
Thanks, Chirag. I would like to welcome Saurabh Rana. Saurabh Rana is currently working as an SEO director at Adda24. He's a seasoned digital marketing professional as an SEO expert with over 13 years of experience. You won't find many people like him, by the way. He's specialized in increasing sales and revenue from organic traffic, and he's one of the most renowned SEO expert in India. Welcome, Saurabh. So before I move forward, let's just quickly check who all is present today. So right now, if I see there are close to 130 odd people who are there in the session, and more would be joining in soon. So I'm just launching this poll on your screen. Select the option that best describes your current profile. If you're a student, pick up the first option. If you're already working in the sales and marketing domain, may not be in the digital, but you can pick up the second option. If you're already practicing digital marketing, pick up the third option. If you're any other functional role, maybe HR, operation, and you're interested in digital marketing, pick up the fourth option. Or if you're a CXO or an entrepreneur and you're joining in today's session, please pick up the last option. I'll just count till 5 and then I'll close this poll and I'll share the results with everyone. I would request each and every one of you to please respond to this poll. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fine. So here are the results. Most of you are from the digital marketing industry. That's really, really great. So I think we can have a really insightful session today. And a lot of people from, I think the second category that's dominating is people with sales and marketing background. And then comes the student, people with other functional role, and then there are a good number of CXOs and entrepreneurs who have joined in as well. Great, so welcome everyone. I hope that gives you a sense of the kind of people who are attending this session with you. Now, moving forward, I wanted to drive this entire conversation looking at the top level view, and then we'll go deeper insights. So let's just try to understand the entire landscape of how this SEO versus paid is being played, or is currently how the organizations are looking at both these marketing channels. So my first question to all the panelists is, what kind of traffic distribution across all marketing channels, including organic, paid, referral, have you observed? And it would be good if you share be a little specific with regards to the companies that you work with. More importantly, if you can share a little bit more on in terms of how this distribution changes along with the stage of the company, like when the company moves from the startup stage to growth stage to maturity stage. How have you observed in terms of the changes this distribution? So why don't Swapnil, you start with this, and then possibly all of you can join in.
Sorry, I was on mute. I was speaking on mute. Sorry. So I think, Kapil, when we talk about the distribution of traffic, whether it is paid, social, organic, if we take the percentage, it is quite different when it comes to a brand, well-established brand, and when it comes to a brand which is establishing itself, and when it comes to a brand which is not a brand right now, but they want to establish their percentage. So when I talk about for the SMBs who just want to start with it, I think most of their traffic will come, most of them will be the direct traffic. Okay, so most of them will be the people who are coming through word of mouth, and if they are running paid campaigns, they will be coming through that only. So percentage may vary. You can't actually give an exact percentage, but yeah, it may vary. But for the well-established brands, it will be more. Organic traffic will be around 20-30%, and rest direct will be 20%, and rest will be the paid and based upon the budget they have. And when it comes to the if I would say to the brands which are mediocre in nature, most of their traffic will come from the paid, and then if it will come to organic, then it will be 10-15%, and direct will be 10-15%. These numbers are just based upon my experience. It may vary from brand to brand, from industry to industry. So these are just numbers. So this is something which I'm sharing out of my experience. This is how this cluster actually looks like.
Got it. Chirag, you want to add anything on that?
So basically, as the company grows, as Swapnil rightly mentioned, that it varies through the journey. But one thing that I see predominantly is that companies at the very initial stage, they focus much more on brand building and driving attention towards them. But later half of them, you need call to actions. So basically, the paid spends are usually around call to action. You want something from a person that is clicking on the link or something, right? So this is the usual pattern. And the second thing is the strategy versus the tactics. So you have strategy that is long-term strategy. You make a strategy for a year long, a couple of year long, and 3 years long. You make strategy that this is the positioning of my brand that I want to be in. This is the space that I want to be in. And then the tactics part comes in. That is usually a 15-day long tactic that you work out with one of the campaigns, a month long, or maybe even the moment marketing, that something has happened today, next day, next hour, my advertisement should be there. So this is momentary things that you do. You check out on the things, and also what are the kind of customers, what are the kind of customers that you are already having and you want to target next. So based on all these factors, how the company wants to grow. So many of things are happening in the back end. The decision makers, they look at the data, they take some decisions. This is the direction we want to move forward to, and based on that they channelize their paid spends. But when it comes to SEO, they want to build a brand for for a very long term. So yeah.
Got it. So what I'm getting is actually there is no recommended fixed percentage as such, right? And it depends on a lot of different factors, including strategical and tactical needs which are there. And sort of on top of that, what has been your experience so far?
My experiences, I will say, on the basis of my experience, and for the people who have joined on the numbers of percentage, the poll that you have taken, I will recommend and I will say that focus where, what is the niche of your what is your niche, what is the industry that you are working. Because if you are into e-commerce, SEO is a long term, so you have to spend on the PPC budget, okay, PPC campaign. If you're in branding, you have to brand yourself, you have to go into the PPC. SEO is long term. If you're a hospital, you have to do some branding. But just like working in the ad tech industry, so I have seen a pattern. There are two types of companies where are the app and the push app and the branding focus. They majorly burn their money on the advertisement, and till now, even despite of their 2 or 3 years, they are not earning anything. But the people who are focusing on the YouTube and the content, they are into profit from very first day. So you have to decide yourself what is the right and long term process, and what is the uh, where, how you can serve the content to your audience, what is the user audience. Because you are talking about the percentage, I have worked almost every industry: health, IT, software, travel. So 35% is the maximum. In recently in other industries I have worked, 35-40 was the highest organic, but simultaneously 25% was the direct traffic as well. Because organic, if the organic is increasing, it will help into the direct as well. And
Got that.
here in this content company, you cannot believe where I'm working is at the 27. Swapnil says it 20 or 30%.
Hmm.
Trust me, you won't believe where our organic traffic is around 95 to 98%.
Wow.
And we are the only ad tech company which is in profitable startup. So these are the things where you have to work, where what is your industry, what is your audience. So this is the, here we need to educate the CXO founders, account management strategy. So here on ground work we need to do, how we can cater our audience with the content like this. So this is my take on. And just in at the 24/7, since last 2 or 3 months, we have hired, we have started a good PPC campaign. We have around 1000 plus employees, and whereas PPC guy is just one. There's only one PPC guy. So because we are the content based, content heavy company, so you need to take a decision on the basis of this thing.
Great. So I think that was pretty insightful. And since I've been in the ad tech space for quite some time, I can relate to that, right? At Digital Vidya also, we focus a lot on SEO. Majority of our lead generation are through SEO, but that's because of the kind of the history that we have and the period that we have been in the ad tech space and the focus we have on the content part. So I think as you also rightly said, it depends on like what you're focusing. It's about app install, and the focus is more on the paid campaign. And if it's more on the content driven marketing that is happening, then the focus is more on the SEO side. And I'll possibly ask this question more from a person who's at a very early stage right now, right? If there's somebody who's just starting and he has a limited marketing budget, and he needs to decide, should I invest in SEO or PPC? We face this question a lot. I'm sure a lot of you, a lot of people or friends who come to consult you would have asked this question: how do I really spend my limited budget? Is it time to really invest in SEO, given that I need an maybe returns in the shorter period of time, or should I go with the flexibility that is available with the PPC and start investing there? So, and what are the factors that you think uh, should one consider while making a decision? Where should I invest right now? If you guys, anyone can, if you can pitch in and contribute to that.
Yep, I'll take this up. So, Kapil, when it comes to the quick ROI, it's always go with the paid thing. You can't, if you don't want to wait, then go with the paid thing. But again, because if you guys are new into the system, you want to run only the performance campaign. So there will be, again, you need to quite precise what you are actually choosing for, which channel you want to choose. So first of all, you need to have a detailed study of the objective of the campaign you want to run for. You need to have a detailed knowledge of your own brand and about your target audience. Once you define your target audience, then you need to move to choose which channel you want to look for. For example, if you want to generate leads, if it's an education client, so you want to generate leads, or again, then you need to go into nitty-gritty. You want to generate leads or you want to generate quality leads as well. So there is a difference. If you want to generate quality leads, you will go for the search, Google search paid campaigns. Okay, then that will be the focus for the education client. Suppose if it is an e-commerce product, so you need to check out where my audience is, and you will go. I will go with the e-commerce platform itself. I will go with the Amazon, or I will list my product into Amazon or Flipkart, because I will then again go bottom down the funnel again. I'm just moving the scratch. I'm going with that and giving myself more space to spend onto the audience, which is more closely related to my audience. And if it is an industry which is related to, if it is a youngster brand, suppose it's a jewelry brand, then I will go to Insta, where I know this type of people are present. You need to uh, quite accurate while choosing the audience over there. And if you have a limited budget, you just need to run a performance campaign. So these are the things which you need to take care of, and these are the things people need to take care of while running those campaigns. Because when you are running a fresh campaigns, you have a limited budget, and then you want to hit the bullseye. So first of all, you need to analyze your thing and do your own study, then reach out what is it that will going to help me out with it. So that's my submission, Kapil.
So
Great. So
here I will add few more things, Kapil. Just like you said, where from which thing do you need to start, from SEO or organic? So we have to work simultaneously. I have seen many starters which they in the starting, which they more focused on the ad spend on the campaign. Their 100% or 98% sales were based on the campaigns, nothing else. Even they have tried SEO, but not very with the good strategy, and many startups has been failed. But I am a SEO expert. People knows me SEO. I am an advocate of SEO, but still I know how businesses works. Businesses works on the basis of the profit and sales. You need, just like Swapnil said, you need to show some profit and credit sales are coming in your balance sheet, in your dashboard. So to push your business, to push your website in starting, and to make your investors happy, to make your management happy, you need to spend some budget in starting few months. Just like in a first 6 months, you can, if you have a budget of 10 lakh, so you can increase the PPC budget in starting and slowly decrease, and slowly you increase the budget on content and the SEO. So this is the way that you can do. So how you can, so from this strategy you can make all the parties happy, and you can test the PPC as well campaigns and how your SEO is increasing, because you cannot see the result in SEO from very first day, but vice versa, you can see the result in campaigns. Okay, so from campaigns you can make your management and investor happy, and by in long term, because I know how these investors work, because some sooner or later you also have to, when this investor, when this these platforms, they sees that this 100% or 80%, 90% of his sale is coming from the adverts or Facebook, or his dependency mainly on our Facebook campaign. So Facebook campaigns also, they play some tricks. If whatever if what happened if they banned your account, or maybe you what will happen if Facebook bans your account, or your Google account suspend your account? What will happen the next day? So so there will be crash, there will be sales crash. So you cannot handle that situation. So here we need to a backup plan. Just like if there's a 10 lakh rupees starting from a 60 lakh, 6 lakh rupees from a campaign, do focus 40 lakh, 4 lakh rupees or 3 lakh rupees, 30% of the content. Slowly increase on your website and your content. This I will say, because I have seen many startups who has failed because they did not focus on the SEO in long term, and they were the campaigns. This is from it.
Saurabh,
Exactly.
so I'm also advocate of SEO as well, but here the discussion was pointed out ROI on a quick succession, how we can generate that. So anyhow, we can't move ahead alone with the paid thing. SEO and paid traffic will go hand in hand anyhow. So this is something my answer was to the question. If you need to have a quick ROI in place, that was where I'm coming from. So I'm quick. I also have my roots in SEO. So with you on this as well.
Great. I think Saurabh, you actually touched upon a lot of critical aspects, from measurability to different aspects, different problems that one faces if you go for an SEO campaign versus paid, whether it is on marketplace at Google or the Facebook. One of the aspect that you touched upon is, the measuring, whether it is success or failure, but measuring the results is easier in case of PPC, right? Calculating the media CAC and then load it with other cost, and calculating the fully loaded customer acquisition costs is easier. But when it comes to the SEO, how do you, right? How do you really look at what are the KPIs that are being used, and how do you really assess, if I have to calculate the customer acquisition cost through SEO, what is the right way to approach those questions? So when the customer asks these questions that, okay, how will you assess my return on an SEO investment? What are the kind of, how do you really respond to all of them? So it would be good if you can highlight on that also.
This is a very popular question in this space since last from very first day. How you evaluate the ROI? Okay, so just like in my starting, I have said when your organic is increasing, your direct traffic will also increase. Okay, and I feel, what is my, I feel proud on myself because I have working experience on so many hats, so many industries. Okay, I'm not working only on the website. I am managing the subscribers, YouTube subscribers of 25 million to 30 million of subscribers. So I'm managing that good large database here in Adda. So what happens when your YouTube search is increasing, your suggested and your browse feature is also increasing. When your organic traffic is increasing, your direct traffic is also increasing. When your direct traffic is increasing, your branding is increasing. When your branding is increasing, your user trust in user mind is increasing. So these are the non-measurable methods, non-measurable points where you cannot measure, but your brand recall, brand recognition. Why we do these brand campaigns? Only to brand recall and brand management, brand recall. That's it. See, there is one thing. Second thing, when comes to the numbers, I have seen, I have worked on many good publishers, very NDTV, Fortis, worked on many big brands. So I have seen one KPI where organic beats PPC at any day. It is the user behavior. Average session, user, time on site, bounce rate, page views. The user behavior is always better in organic. So these are the also things which we can help. And one more thing, we have implemented this thing. When we mix organic plus SEO, the result will increase. Okay, and you, this is the KPI just like you asked. So what we do, we place the most important our products on the most traffic pages, so we can convert those traffic to the products and store, so we can sell. So this is how we calculate the percentage as well, how much percentage, how much we spent on the PPC, this traffic we got, this was the user behavior. We do this exercise, and this was the traffic from organic, and from this organic traffic we have converted, transferred this traffic, 1 lakh traffic organic to sorry, 30% traffic to store pages, and from store pages we have sold this much of percentage. And I share you a very old experience. I cannot share the exact data of my current company. In Fortis, I was one of the core marketing team of the Fortis. While redesigning, we have put the organic, we have placed the above the placeholder in the first scroll and put the booking engine. You cannot believe the, or from the, what is the success ratio after 7 step of patient booking appointment was the 3.47% was the exact traffic to booking ratio of appointment booking ratio. That was much higher than any e-commerce platform as well. What was the reason? Because the traffic was coming from organic and direct growth. So I think 3.47, 3.50 conversion ratio for the appointment booking is very good.
Got it.
So these are the things we check.
Great, great. So I think, Saurabh, I think what I can conclude is from an engagement and return perspective, SEO is, at least what the companies that you have experienced with, SEOs work far better than the paid, right? That's what
I I
that
share you I share you one more data. I think Swapne will also agree with that. In e-commerce, I worked on many deals and coupons. E-commerce, I worked with Kamal and many with deals and coupons. So average cart value in desktop was higher than a mobile.
okay, that's great.
It must be way
What
back.
are
So these are the
Chirag,
things.
great. So Chirag, you worked a lot on the data-driven marketing, how to take data-driven decisions, and I think you have a lot of experience in the social side, right? And how is it? How is the whole KPI that you were supposed to measure, and how do you to manage the expectations around the KPIs of the client?
Okay, so I'll start with uh, the best part about data is you can the permutation combinations. One thing is something of how there are three aspects to the data. One is your metrics, then comes the dimensions, and then comes the filters. So metrics are your core metrics that the numbers that you are chasing, all those numbers that you are chasing and things as such. Then comes the dimensions, the day of the week, the hour of the day, and demographics, geography, and all these things are your dimensions. And filters, you add filters, different filters to see. So once when we are seeing things from a bird eye point of view, we see so many things. Then we go to the specifics, each specifics, and this is where this product companies these days are coming, and this is the space that they are targeting. Their AI and their AI is coming into place, and they are telling you the data which you usually won't go uh, just like this, on your own. So this is one a very important factor to look at. How well do you use the permutations of different data that is coming into place, then matching it with your goals, as sort of earlier mentioned that you want to install the app, or do you want to generate the traffic on your particular product. So when you're working with MNCs, right, their focuses do change, that this quarter we want to focus on this. For example, if I was working on Nike or Maruti, and they have to launch a car, or they have to focus on this branding image of theirs, or anything as such. So they have this thing, and over there they know that we have to convert this set of audience from this sentiment to this sentiment, the change of sentiment that has to come to place and things as such. So from, if I have to go from each and every point of view of data, how we collect data and how we go about campaigns is, then again, the four major things that I focus on is, first is social listening. So social listening, what it does to me is tells me that all the people who are talking about my brand, talking around my industry and things as such. So it gives me a very holistic point of view. Anything that you put out on blog, anything that you discuss on forum in public, anything that you are talking on Twitter, social media apps which are public in nature, and they are sharing their APIs, for example, core and things as such. So it tells me about the industry, where exactly is the industry headed, what are the benchmarks that I have to set for myself. You should calculate your share of voice with your competitors, because it always has to be an apple to apple comparison. It cannot be apple to orange comparison, which I think many of the brands do right now. It's a mistake that the beginners they do. With time you get the expertise of assumptions. There are so many assumptions while picking and slicing of data that you have to make with yourself, right? One mistake that I think that many people do in the beginning. So you take all the data, you search for the data, where is your industry headed to, where's your geography headed to, what are the white spaces that are available in your geographies, that for example something that is happening in a different geography in this industry but is not happening now. So there you get the data that this is something, is a place where it will be very easy for me to get into. Then this is what your social listening does to you. Then it comes to content consumption. What is the content that people are consuming on different social media channels? Not just your content, but in generic, what are the influencers talking about? We even go to a level that all the influencers, they for example, if I take 5,000 to 10,000 influencers, they are, all of them are having audiences in million. They have talked about so many topics. So what are the topics for those influencers which are gaining higher engagement versus viewership? Because that time viewership is something that is not in your hand. It's the algorithms. And even I met influencers, they don't know how they became famous. So but that is a part of it. But one thing that will be constant is the number of people who are engaging with you after seeing your content. So those data, what are the different buckets, different categories we set up for ourselves, that in this relation, if they are seeing this data, or if they are seeing data based on geographies and everything, we calculate all the data, what is the top performing data for them, we take insights from there. Third is your intent mapping. Intent mapping is something that the search data that we take through what are the trends that are going on, what in different geographies, what is the term that is the most, and all those things. So we calculate what are our consumers consuming, what is their intent right now around us, what are they already talking about, either are my product, my company, or the industry that I am in. We check this based on the stage of the company that we are in changes. And lastly, how am I performing right now on my channels, my social media channels, my SEO, everything, how am I performing right now? So you get a very holistic point of view that this is how you are performing, this is where the industry is performing, this is how the industry is performing in this space, and this is where we get even the estimates. So you may think that I'm doing really good, but you never know that you have options to do even better, which is very easy, right? So this is this social listening, content consumption, your own analytics of your own accounts, as well as the search intent trend. When all these, we combine all four of them with different permutations, we know that this is my audience, this is how we have to serve them, and this is how we go about things. So this is what I'm talking about from a pre-planning, campaign planning stage. This is how we plan a campaign, this is how we want to go into the industry, this is how we want to cater our audiences who want to come out to us. Now we come to a point where we already have the customer, he's already scrolling our website, right? So this is a space the new age companies like Clever Tab, Mo Engage, Lemnis, and all these companies, they are coming into this space. User retention, most of them, if they are through mobile devices, if they have your app in place, or they are scrolling, coming to you through websites, what is the flow or their flow on your website or on your app, what are the products they are actually looking into, what are the things, what is their behavior, scroll pattern, time of the day they are scrolling, and everything. So personalization becomes a key factor over there. You should not feel penetrated to your privacy, but at the same time you should feel that the content that you are consuming from any brand is very personal towards you. You don't feel something or the other is being just given shown to me. So this is our overall holistic customer relationship management that you have to enable in place. This is one thing. And one question that you asked earlier, right, about the new age, businesses who have limited budgets and things as such. So I have dealt a lot of those clients also earlier in the age. So one mistake that I think most of them do, they want to go towards, how do I grow and things as such, where they have so many things in their hand already. That is, the discipline to clean up their, accounts. All the accounts should be, neat and clean. Images should be there, logos should be there, the website link of the website should be there, the phone number should be updated in the Google images, Google pages, and things as such. So many of brands, the mistake that they are doing, people are searching for them, and when they land up to their social media handles or the, on Google, if they see their Google reviews page or Google location and things as such, they are not updated over there, and this is where they are losing out on things. So if you have a limited budget on things as such, you should actually know that these are the things that requires no money, just time and attention. Clean that up, search, do a bit of search and research about your brand. It may be a possibility that influencer marketing may work for you. It gives you the content, it gives you a face, and it also exposes you to a good amount of audience and who will search for you anyways. So it's all about the data that the data that you try to gather for about your consumer and how you play around with it. There are infinite options over there.
Great, great, great. Thanks a lot, Chirag, for giving us a comprehensive view on what kind of data one should look at, specifically if the objective is branding, and how did the brand awareness uh, objective and the data around it, how do people really look at that objective and look for the various data sources around that. And I think as you rightly said, if you're limited budget, be laser focused rather than doing too many things. Focus and make sure that you do it really well. Look into each and every aspect of your account. So possibly to to take this whole thing forward within the context of the topic that we have today, which is SEO versus paid, right? So let's say if I'm so one of the question before I ask this question, this is a typical question that comes across from most of the entrepreneurs and business owners is, um, you know, paid media hai, traffic to aa jata hai, but how do you get positive ROI? It's coming too expensive, conversion nahi ho rahi hai, right? So while SEO is good, but then how to scale it up, and especially the the product centric keywords, how do you really scale traffic around SEO? That's a problem. And when it comes to paid, generating profitability, the moment they actually calculate the fully loaded uh, acquisition costs through paid, as Swapnil also said initially, in some of the cases, intent-oriented campaigns, maybe the Google would work better. But that's a challenge for most of the people. So, what are your tips on generating positive ROI through paid traffic? What should one take care of? So, any one of you wants to respond to that?
I say, see, you're very even. I was coming on the same thing, just like what kind of topic, what kind of keyword that we need to target. Uh, First of all, see, SEO or organic or paid, whatever it comes for a sales, we have to, as a business, we need to take a decision. So if there's a festival season, so we have to work side by side for both, for influencer marketing, for paid marketing as well, for the branding, for the display ad banners, display campaigns, and for as well as for the search too. So because if you're an e-commerce, I tell you one thing, just like Chirag has said, the user intent mapping. Uh, this thing I'm sharing specifically only for the e-commerce where you are selling something, selling the product, selling the book, selling anything. If there is a buy word, it is a byword. So you have to make a different SEO strategy and different Google search campaign strategy for the buy intent related keywords. And I have done the same thing where I was working, LG was my client. With the same strategy, I increased their traffic in 2019 festival season, highest ever of their lifetime. So, what are the keyword intents? Just like Diwali offer. Diwali offer was the main keyword in the festival season where all the SEO or e-commerce companies, all deals coupon companies are working on that, product companies are working on that. So I ranked that. So by intent, so you need to categorize the keywords for organic and for the paid. And just like you need to touch and you need to sit with the advert and campaign guy. What are the top keywords that you're targeting in this season or in this festival for this offer? Is a Great India Festival season. What are the top keywords that you are spending? I will also push SEO. So this will help SEO, this will help the PPC, and PPC help the SEO bot. So this is a hand-to-hand strategy. It's not like that SEO should go or a PPC should go. We have to work simultaneously and categorize the keywords and the user intent. Here we can do.
Got it.
Cool.
Opening right.
I will add on to it. So whether it is SEO, whether it is paid traffic, we need to move gradually. We can't go and just compete with the Amazons or Flipkarts directly. Okay, whether it is SEO, whether it is paid. So if we go on, for example, for SEO as well, the strategy remains same. For example, if you want to target keyword, we can start with the long tail keyword as well. They will not gonna give you a direct sales, but they will give you a correct visitor to your website or to your brand. Then you can utilize that traffic to redirect it to your services or to the products. First of all, you need to start with the long tail. Then you can move once you have that domain authority. I'm not sure what are the terms right now using in the SEO vocabulary, but if then when you have those kind of a domain authority onto your website, then you start picking up the keywords which have less competition, then move on to the keywords that have more competition. So it will be a gradual. So SEO, you all know that when you start working on it, you will not able to result in first 3 or 6 months. It will gonna move gradually as well. Now coming on to the paid traffic as well, it will also gonna move gradually as well. If you want to reach out, if you start fighting with the top keywords with the Amazons on Flipkarts of the team, you will gonna burst out budget in 1 or 2 days. That can't be your strategy. So you need to start with the keywords which have a low competition onto it. I'm just talking about the paid search right now because we are talking about SEO versus paid marketing stuff. So you need to check out a strategy. What are the keywords which are important to me, which will gonna work for me, and then gradually move on to the keywords which have a more competition into. When you started earning revenue through the existing keywords. So this is one thing. Alongside, it will be a blend of a strategy. We can't actually go first paid then SEO. It would be blend of both. And for example, as like Saurabh mentioned, I will go with a different strategy. So this digital world is quite dynamic in nature. I will see what all keywords my competitor is actually bidding for. I will not go for those keywords to rank for the paid media. I will go with the organic thing then, because I know if I'm gonna bid onto that, I'm gonna pay higher price for the same. So it's work. Something will gonna work for one brand, something will work for another brand. So it will be dynamic in nature. You need to sit and learn what is it working for me and what is it not working for me. It will be gradual in nature. You need to give yourself learning what is it coming out of the campaign, whether it is SEO, whether it is paid marketing. Like Chirag mentioned, there are certain signals which each campaign will give. When for example, like Chirag mentioned onto the social part of it, social also a two part of it. One is organic and another is paid. So he has also included those things into stuff. So that's also go hand into hand. So we need to very careful while putting up creating a strategy out of it.
Got it. Great. So move step by step, and and go intent wise, right? Take the amount that you can chew actually in a way. So if you're in an early stage, the kind of keywords you want to focus that you can actually go after, just make sure that you pick the right keywords. And the similar goes with the paid side, right? That's great. Chirag, anything you want to add on top of it?
No, the same. The only thing that one thing that I wanted to add is, sort of mentioned that. So your campaign should be holistic. It should be, you should know that, what exactly do you want to do. It shouldn't be that, on one platform, on your social or something, one thing is already working for you, and the same thing is, not supported by your search engine or your, ads or something. So it should be all hand in hand. Do you know where you are spending, what is your end goal, and based on that you make your funnels, that we are getting traffic from search for exactly this thing. This is the landing page that they would be landing to, and this is they have to go about things. So this is one thing is there.
Common communication throughout all the channels.
Great. So let's move this discussion to a different aspect of SEO versus paid, which is should I do it in-house or should I outsource it? And if I have to outsource, then what are the things that I need to take care? Right? Is SEO is rightly suited as an in-house activity? And I know a couple of you are actually from the agency background, so you may not promote that. But just to get an open and honest opinion on this, what are the things? What are the clients who should actually go for outsourcing, and which activity is the right candidate for outsourcing, and what are things to be taken care of? So, who would like to take up that as a question?
I share. And before that, I share my one of the very favorite quote about the SEO versus paid. I describe uh, organic marketing and the paid marketing. Paid marketing is like allopathy medicine, is just like injection you take and you will get a relief, and the SEO is a homeopathy medicine.
Or
So
Ayurvedic.
Ayurvedic. It gives you a benefit in long term. Now come to the your question, Kapil. So I worked with both agencies and the in-house as well. Where I worked with in-house agencies where they have outsourced their work. Then after that they cancel their contract after seeing the work, and they started their in-house team. Working in in-house currently, where we have almost 100% team is in-house, but still we have outsourced few things. What activities that you can outsource uh, where is you're not specialized. Just like uh, we have a content team, we have a YouTube team, we have uh, everything, but still we have not a person for influencer marketing. Okay, so I will outsource this activity to some other agencies. I will take help of influencer marketing. Let's do this one more thing. I don't have bandwidth of a PR. I want to do PR for my company and I don't have bandwidth. I will outsource this activity. So active, I don't want, and there's a, if you are starting your agency, you are starting and you want to outsource your all work to some agencies, but I will strongly recommend you need to hire one strong SEO person or strong paid person from your side who can uh, talk with the agencies and take the reports and monitor the process, monitor the progress, how the agencies are working, are they aligned with the your brand, are they managing the guidelines, are they following the guidelines. So these are the things one person from your agencies, also from your company, should work with hand to hand simultaneously with the agencies. This is how we can maintain the balance. And sharing with my previous experience where I was in agency am managing the working for the clients, and where I am in house working with other companies. This is a thing.
Got it. Great. Chirag, certainly. So no holistic, according to Saurabh, no holistic. Go activity wise activity. This would impact your revenue significantly. So is that something you
So
recommend, or you suggest a different approach?
no, this is actually, to be honest, one of the finest way to go about it. What he said that, you need to have a Spock at your end. That, this is the person who would be coordinating a bridge between the brand and the agencies that you are working with. So you
Yeah.
have the Spock you have to have in-house, or maybe a smaller team in-house who is actually cross-checking, monitoring each and everything. Because in this thing, to be very honest, whether you grow a team in-house or whether you have a team outside, so one thing is there, excuses, this is the reason this is not working, or that is the reason something is not working, that is very high. So you cannot give all the work to either your in-house team or your, the agencies that you are working with. So this is one of the biggest things. So you need to have a smaller in-house team that actually looks through the processes, the gradual, all the reports, they read in between the numbers, chart out bigger strategies for you, and also coordinates between you and the leadership teams. So most of the MNCs and things are there. So they are the ones who communicate, who knows how the internal budgets are and each and everything. So they do that, and you have your agencies. The reason I say agencies is again the same. Things work quicker in agencies than in-house. In-house decision making is actually very long, but when it comes to agency, you give a brief, so you got you settle down on points that this is what we want to achieve, and you are very sharp in what you want. And agencies are also KPI driven. It's all written in the SOW that it's KPI driven. So the decision making process is very fast over there. But when it is in house, things take quite a long turn, and you have to have people at both the places, because if you have all the team in house, the same issue will happen, that it will get lost in translation as per the hierarchy. As the hierarchy goes, there will be some excuses. They all will be saving their image. And same things goes for if you give 100% to agencies, they will show the fancy numbers, they will cherry pick the the best of the numbers and show you in the annual reports. So you need to have people both the sides, uh, the brand side, to actually verify things for your brand, and the agency side to actually work, because they have the strength. At times overnight you need 100 more people for your campaign. You won't have in-house team for ready for that. You will always have the agencies that okay, I'll put 50 guys from a different team, and they'll be working for you and things as such. So this is the model I feel is the best.
I will suggest another model, Kapil. If I am an entrepreneur, so what I'm gonna do that, because I think I'm gonna agree with what Chirag and Saurabh has said, because this is something which I understood from this stuff as well. But the thing is, I would be very tricky while giving it outsourcing it to agency, because I want to outsource it to agency, especially some tactical campaigns. I will outsource it to the company, and others I will gonna take it with myself as well. Two reasons for it. First of all, I want to have that expertise built in my team as well, so that, like Chirag said, we need to have a spoke who can actually rationalize things from their side, if it is making sense or not. Because we as agency can be very tricky with the numbers. Huh? Chirag knows that. So it's another thing. So, but we are sitting in house. We may not be updated with the latest technology or so stuff which these agency will be using. So I'm gonna outsource those tactical campaigns to these people. I'm gonna learn from those stuff. I'm gonna apply those stuff to my coming campaigns. So this is something which I will keep things open for this. And second thing, SEO versus paid. What is it that you want to outsource? So I think when it comes to outsourcing, it's my personal hinge. I would say that I will gonna keep SEO in house only, and will move with the tactical campaigns or paid campaigns out to the agencies. So this is my personal hinge. So nothing as such, but yeah, SEO is something which I will keep in house as well, because I know how things works in SEO. That's my submission, Kapil.
Okay, great, great. Great. So I think that's give us a good insight into this direction. So we have actually limited time left. So will possibly take a few questions from the audience. I've actually right now tried to conduct all these inquiries based on what is being uh, written in the question section so far. So any one of you, if you have any question that you want to address to any of the panelists or to all of them, please post it in the question panel and I'll read out all those questions for you. So while you guys are actually posting questions, just a quick final round of input that I need from you. There's a good percentage of people who are students here, right, or who are from the other domains and want to shift to the digital side. So now if I have to take a career move, should they think of going for an SEO or maybe going at a biddable media route and maybe, deeper into maybe Meta, into Google or the marketplace or programmatic, whatever path they will choose. So out of these two paths, what are the factors they should ask? What are the questions they should ask themselves before deciding, okay, I should go down SEO route or start through an SEO route or a biddable media or a paid media route? What should I ask myself if I'm a fresher? Am I good in communication skills? I mean, whatever comes to your mind that would help them.
So I think in terms of SEO versus paid thing, if I'm a fresher, first of all, I would like to understand what is digital marketing. So when there is a word term marketing related to it, so there will be something related to marketing, though it is digital in nature. So I think communication is something which need to be pretty much strong if you want to start with it, and you need to understand how this digital thing work, how this digital magic actually works. This is, I will call it a magic. So digital magic, if you need to understand the nitties and gritties of this digital thing, and then see, is it something which is I am looking for? Because why I'm asking you guys is because I have a BTech background and I was accidentally put into this SEO stuff. So during my first year of tenure, I want to actually switch it off from uh, from this SEO thing to some technical thing. But then I see this technical thing is not working for me. I'm not good at coding or something. So then again I pushed back myself onto the SEO thing, and then slowly and gradually I started getting interest onto it, and I observed the magic of this digital marketing. If you're gonna search for this thing, you can actually help a website or a brand to come up onto the search results, and this will gonna impact their traffic or their business as well. This is the magic of digital marketing. So first of all, understand this thing, that if this is something which I want to do, and then what is it you want to go for organic or if you want to go for paid. So I think I would suggest to go for you can go for SEO as well, you can go for paid media as well. There's nothing bad, or there are pros and cons of each and everything. If you want to build a career, you can take one thing at a time as well, and you can be a specialist in one thing, and you can be I will give you an example. For example, if you are a doctor, you can be a general physician or you can be a heart specialist. So if you want to be a heart specialist, you can just pick up one thing, SEO, and do specialization onto it, and nobody will gonna catch you after this, because there are very less people, Saurabh knows that, who are good at SEO in this digital agency. And same goes with paid as well. So there are many in paid, but yes, still if you are good at it, nobody will gonna hold you to reach sky. Okay, so now it's on you. If you want to learn both, like me, I know. So if you want to be jack of all trade or master of none, so that's on you, how you want to build your career. If you want to build strategy, and if you have insightful things like, this is something which I want to do for a brand, which should I know each and everything in and out. Or for example, if you know agencies, if you want to be account manager, you need to know each and everything. If you want to be an SEO specialist, you need to know SEO. If you want to be a paid specialist, you need to do just paid thing. And for Chirag thing, if you want to be social, you can also focus on social as well. So this is my take on it.
Great. Any one of you wants to add to that? Since we have limited time, I want to take few questions from the audience. So
just few seconds to add. Just whenever comes to me that I want to learn digital marketing, I explain all the pros and cons of the SEO, all the pros and cons of paid marketing also, and just I let the uh, ask them that what is your passion. What is your, if you want to make career in social media marketing as well, these are the things, these are the growth parts, these are growth parts, growth in SEO, and how you can grow into the paid marketing. Now I leave up to the person where you want to make your career. That's it. And just I want to add, but there's one more thing. After Corona, the demand and rise in SEO industry has been spike. There's a great spike after Corona in SEO. Even just recently, even Amitabh Bachchan question asked in KBC as well. You have seen all across the LinkedIn and social media network. So if you SEO is really very important part of the digital marketing. Even my friends are going for a interview as a digital marketing manager or a paid media. Still they are asking, do you know SEO? What is your command over SEO? Paid media marketer people are there very there you can find anywhere, but good good SEO experts, good SEO expert. I'm just taking good. This is 1%. If all paid media marketers are good marketers, but good SEO experts are very rare. And if you establish that authority in SEO, you can reach and you can charge anything. If a company can spend $1,000 on a paid marketing, why they cannot give 10 to 15,000 spend on $1,000 on SEO as well? This is how you can earn. You need to tell to the intern, these are the pros and cons of paid media, these are pros and cons of social, these are the SEO. Just like I told, SEO is a homeopathy medicine. Paid marketing, it fancies you. It is a very fancy term. Social media is also very Instagram, filters, YouTube, very, very fancy term. But SEO is a thing where you have to work hard. You patience is the most important thing if you want to make career in SEO. Without patience and hard work, you cannot. This is my take.
Great. So I think we've said, Chirag, you want to add to that, or should we proceed with few questions?
Just one thing that most important thing is चाहे जो भी पढ़ाई करो, whatever you study, there's one pattern that you study almost everything about small things about each one of them, and gradually you yourself will get a shape, because you may think today that I have to go in this career, but you get a very good opportunity, good call letter, appointment letter from a company, and you choose sides, and you work for a few years, and then you get to know, okay, I want to specialize in this, again take up a course, and build upon it. There's no one stopping you. And before starting things, before making a decision, invest in yourself. If you have invested in your school and college, it will just take a percentage of your annual salary after a few years, the amount of money that you're spending right now. So spend that money, so that when you are on hands, you get to know that both the things, you are ready for the opportunities. So you will be able to actually relate that this much is compensating with this is taking this much of time, and this is
Yeah.
it has this and pros and cons, and then you will be in a much better shape to take decisions for yourself. So what you think initially and when you start working, it's very different. And money plays a very big factors. You cannot be sitting idle and at home and waiting for a job. So
Yeah.
that is one aspect.
Very good point, Chirag.
Yes, sir. So you can maneuver your way through, keep learning new things, and whatever you do, make sure that you're an expert in it. I think that holds true for both, but as Saurabh said, that there are limited number of experts in SEO, so it's hold even more in the SEO domain. Great. So I'll just we already crossed 4 p.m. IST, so I'll just quickly take few questions. There's a question from Answer. He's asking, what should a new business focus on in the first 6 months, SEO or SEM, assuming you can put resources behind only one? Any suggestions on that?
I'll go with the organic one this time, because if you have a limited resource, and because if you spend onto the paid traffic, it will just give you a boom and it will go finish it off. So invest onto a long-term things, which will give you a fruits even when you are not actually putting resources over there as well. So I will go with organic if you have a limited resource.
Okay. There's a question from Akhil Giri. Should an agency work in niche? And this is about the people who actually want to be in an agency business. Should an agency work in niche or be a generic niche multiple sectors in 2022? So what's your take
There
on
is
that?
there is nothing harm in working in a niche based service industry. This will help you to grow more as well. You can charge little more from a generic. You can say that I'm a health marketing expert. You can say I'm a real marketing expert. There's nothing harm. You can go into niche marketing.
Also, one thing to add to that, the niches grow as soon as you hire someone. Once you hire someone an expert in one industry or something, you just expand your niche. You go general. So it actually depends. If you are starting, you obviously will be starting that this is your forte, this is how you are starting with, and with time you get, as soon as you get assignments and contracts, you can always hire a person who's actually niche in one industry or the other.
Yep. I think I have seen these examples in agency. So when I was in part of iProspect, at that point of time, most of the client is from the BFSI side. So if you are expert into one thing, then client will start approaching you for the same, because they know our business very well. They know their user journey. So I think that will make more sense. There are agencies which are doing the same as well right now as well, but they will gonna scale up there as well. Like you guys need to scale up your SEO or paid traffic, they also need to scale up their business as well. So they will gonna move out. So they have they can have a different division for each category or each industry. But that makes sense.
Great. So there's another question. I'll take it from Vivekanand. How much percentage of budget should we assign to SEO and how much to paid? So while I think it's a generic question, but is there some kind of a guideline for, like you mentioned that for first 6 months, if there's one, SEO is the where you should invest in. But if there is any other kind of guidelines based on domain or what one should follow based while allocating budget to these two activities.
So I would not suggest any budget or any percentage, just experiment and learn for the same. So nothing right or wrong over here. So digital marketing is dynamic in nature, so you just experiment with it. But yes, like I said last time as well, you need to study your audience. You need to hit the bullseyes when you have a limited budget. So you need to have your, I would say, objective set correct. What is it, and where you will gonna get those people from.
Great. So guys, while I'm asking more questions, I'm just launching this poll on your screen just to take your feedback on how today's panel discussion has gone for you. So pick up an option that how do you really find today's panel discussion. What about 40 people have replied? I would request everyone to please respond to this. This would really help us to improve these panel discussions further. So yeah, so while you guys are responding to this, there's a question from Jyoti. What things to be focused mainly to reduce CPL on paid search campaign? Do you suggest share budget or individual? So a little in-depth question. So if you would like to, anyone of you would like to comment on that.
If anybody else not going, I will gonna take it. Saurabh and Chirag.
Yeah,
please.
go ahead.
Yes, Afrin, you are the right guy for this question.
Okay, so if you want to have a check on to the CPL for the search campaigns, and if you're running those campaigns, you need to be precise while choosing up your keywords. You need to check on to the search queries. What is it? So you need to pull out your search query report on a regular basis. What is it working for you? What is it not? So first of all, the negative keywords will gonna play a big role over here. Second, check on to the non-performing keywords, which is giving you CPL higher than that of the usual CPL. For example, if there are keywords which is giving you CPL of 5x, suppose your CPL overall CPL is 500, but there are keywords who are generating leads, but they are giving you CPL of 2500. I don't think that will gonna make sense to you. But yes, when it comes to leads, you also need to get on check onto the final conversions as well. So there may be some keywords which will gonna help you trigger out the final conversion as well. So here also you need to check onto the another aspect. What is your ticket size? What is the final product you are selling? So that ratio you need to check. What is the final ROI you are getting out of those keywords as well? So negative keywords and irrelevant keywords, first of all, you need to find out to reduce your CPM.
Great. Just launching another poll on your screen. So we've been thinking of doing more such panel discussions. Which is a topic which would be relevant for you? So I've just picked up few topics that we are thinking about. If you guys can pick one of these topics, the first is digital marketing, in-house versus outsource. Content marketing for customer acquisition is the second one. Either you can pick multiple of them also. Marketing for B2B, growth hacking, video or / YouTube marketing. So I would request all of you to please give your inputs that would help us to decide on the topic for the next panel discussion. So I'll just count till 5 and then I'll close this poll. 1, 2, everybody who has not responded, please respond right now. 3, 4, and 5. Thank you very much. I think it's pretty equally divided other than in-house versus outsource. So we'll possibly try to pick all of them at some point in future. And I just wanted to share with you, we have actually launched our next panel discussion now, and it's happening on cost-effective customer acquisition. It's currently live on the website, so I'm just sharing this link with all of you as well. It's there in the chat section, and let me share with you my screen to make sure that you see this as well. Yeah, so this is a panel discussion. You can go right now and register there, and this panel discussion would happen on 4th of November. And we have an interesting set of panelists for this as well. Right, so at this point of time, I really thank all of you, Chirag, Swapnil, Saurabh, for taking time out. And it's been quite an interesting and insightful discussion we had today. I personally have learned a lot. Thank you very much. And I'm sure all the participants would have gained a lot from your insights.
Thank you, Kapil. Pleasure is all mine because I am just giving out what I have actually learned from my past experience. Thank you, everyone, for being a good audience. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Chirag, Saurabh, as well.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kapil. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Chirag.
thanks, Swapnil, Saurabh, and everyone. Thank you so much for organizing this.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. The session is now closed.